Okay, here with Christopher Nwuli. So for those who don't really know you all that much, talk about your basketball journey. How did you get started in the game, and how did you get to where you are today?
Okay, so I started off when I think I was 6 or 7. I saw my older brother playing, and it's like an instant love, honestly, playing in a little NYS league here in Vegas. And you know, I knew from the start, since I touched the basketball, that was going to be my goal and stuff. So ever since then, I've just been hooping for a minute. I started playing AAU, I think when I was 10, my first time, and then I started getting into all Vegas in mid hoops. That's when I started my little Nike journey. And then Vegas Elite came when I was in 8th grade, and that's when stuff really started kicking off for me. I feel like that's where people actually saw me, was in mid hoops. And then we came to Nike YBL. I played as an 8th grader for the 9th grade, for 15 years with Vegas Elite. We did pretty good. We ain't make it far, but we did it as much as we could. Came back to 16U. We handled business. We made it to the final 8, I think. Lost by a lot, but I feel like our team did pretty good because we all got interest and stuff. And then Section 7, I feel like that was a big stop for me. It was like everything from me growing up, it just showed all the progression that I had. And that's when I got my first offers and all that. And yeah.
Gotcha. You know, we've been watching you for at least a few years now. Just talk about how your game has developed over the past year.
I mean, I can tell you this right now. I feel like I've gotten way more confident with me just touching and holding the ball and all that. I've been working on my dribbling, my ball handling, my shooting, my finishing, you know, even that. I've been lifting a lot more. I'm just getting my body right in order to get to my pro level where I want to go, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
For those who haven't seen you play, talk about your game. What are some of your strengths that way?
I can definitely say that I got a motor. I bring a lot of energy playing defense. I'm a high flyer. I go over the top on you, just dunking on you and all that. You know, I've been developing a mid-range game. I've been going, you know, working on my mid-range shot around the free throw and the elbows. My dribbling, I've been able to dribble the ball up the floor more. My three-point shot is getting there. It's not where it should be, or how I feel like it should be, but it's getting there. And then stuff I need to work on is probably my shooting. Definitely my ball handling, you know, just getting even more confident, because if I want to get to where I want to be at a D1 level, I got to start, you know what I'm saying, getting stronger with the ball and all that.
Gotcha. What are maybe some underrated aspects of your game?
Definitely, I feel like my IQ and passing. A lot of people just think that, oh, you're a dunker, you know, and I feel like people that's the one thing they don't really see is like I could really hit the open man if I need to. I don't need to force stuff, as I should say.
Gotcha. You know, you mentioned it earlier, but you always play with a high motor. Just where does that mentality come from?
My mother, I would say this, she is my reason for playing basketball. She keeps me going. Anytime I get on the court, it's the one way I can release my anger and all that. So I owe it all to her. I'm gonna make her dreams come true and all that.
Gotcha. Talk about your summer. I mean, I know you elaborated on it a little bit with Vegas Elite, but what do you feel like you were able to show coaches this summer?
I feel like I was able to show them that I'm really competitive, and that I won't just let anyone come by me, you know. If I need to, I'll really give a bucket if I need to. I'll really sit on defense, just showing them that I can fit in different, I don't have to be just in one spot, that I can fit in different positions through 1 through 5. So I think that's what I definitely showed them.
And what are some of your goals coming into this year with Bishop Gorman?
Well, for starters, I feel like for a little goal, is probably our state championship. But even at that, I feel like I want to just give other people opportunities on my team, you know. And just for me, a goal for myself is to just be the best player I can be and progress as a player, because I want to start getting into these ESPN rankings, getting invited to all these things so that I can better my future as a basketball player.
You know, you talked about Section 7. That was a big performance for you.
Yes, sir.
Got some attention after that.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you've kind of handled some of this newfound attention?
I feel like I'm handling it pretty well. It's still new to me, you know. I haven't really got used to it, but yeah, I've been learning a lot. I've been talking to all these other people who've been getting offers and all that. They're just teaching me along the way. And it's just learning from my other pros and all that. So yeah.
Gotcha. Who are some pros that you've kind of learned from in terms of how to handle this?
I will tell you one is Troy Brown Jr. He's been helping me a lot. Another one I could say is Shabazz Muhammad. DeMarcus Cousins. I've been talking to him a lot, and a player that I feel like been helping me is John Paul Mobley. He's been like keeping my head straight with all this and helping me grow as a person and a basketball player.
And what's some of the advice those guys have kind of shared with you?
It's to always stay hungry, you know. When you lose that hunger, you lose that fight and that heart inside of you, and that's the one thing you don't want to lose, because I feel like that's what keeps me going.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Getting into your recruitment a little bit, just what's the latest in terms of what offers you have and what interests you have?
Right now I have offers from Louisville, UCLA, Washington State, ASU, and St. John's. And for college and interest, you know, I can't really talk to them, so I don't really know exactly which ones are here for me or not right now. But I feel like I've been getting a lot of interest, definitely. My dad has been talking to a lot of people, so I feel like this is about to be a big season for me, basketball-wise, for high school.
Any schools that you haven't heard from that you'd love to hear from?
Well, probably Kansas. Right now, I feel like that's my top school. Honestly, I just love the foundation they have over there with people like me, honestly. Especially like the guy who they got in the championship. I think it was Onja Banji.
Yep.
Onja Banji,
yeah.
Banji. Yeah, he did really good in his college season, and that's like one of the guys I was watching during the college season, because it honestly showed like little flashes of me, I could say. And I just like learned from him and all that, so I definitely love what they did for him over there, so I really would like to be a part of that.
Okay. What are some things that you bring to a team off the court?
Definitely, I feel like I'm just a good overall person. I'm not a cocky guy. I don't go to all these other stuff. I like stay focused on my basketball and my career. You know, not only that, it's really for my community, honestly, especially with Vegas kids. Not a lot of Vegas kids get like attention and all that, so it's definitely a blessing that I could bring attention towards Vegas, me and my guys, you know. And I love how everyone is around in Vegas are starting to get more attention, and that just helps me as a person, because it just makes me feel better, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Getting to know you a little bit off the court, outside of basketball, any unique hobbies or interests you're into?
One thing I do, I love music. It's probably the thing that keeps me going. Yeah. I listen to a lot of artists, but my favorite right now is probably Rod Wave. That's the one guy I listen to all the time. That just keeps my head straight, it's calming and all that, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Have you had you have a Nigerian background? Any interest in playing for the Nigerian team in the future that way?
I've been talking to them for a little bit, you know. They've extended an offer to me to go play for them soon, but I'm really just weighing out my options right now in order to play for countries and stuff.
Gotcha. Any movies, books, TV shows you're into right now?
I'll tell you my favorite movie, probably Love and Basketball.
Okay.
Yep, I think that's like one of the best movies ever. I love that movie.
Okay.
And I guess shows, would like The Last Dance count? 'Cause like that was very inspirational. Yeah, it was very inspirational, you know.
What do you feel like you kind of took away from The Last Dance? Like, what did you like about that show?
How much of a leader MJ turned out to be. He was like, he never wanted to quit, and he really kept that fight in him. So that's the one thing I'd like to transfer into my game, you know.
For sure, for sure. If you had one hashtag to describe yourself, what would that hashtag be and why?
Probably hashtag hungry, you know. Because I don't ever want to stop going. That's just me. I want to get better and better every single time.
And then ideally 5 years from now, 6 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I see myself going pro, playing in the NBA. That's my dream, my goal. I want to change my mom's life throughout that. So that's definitely where I see myself in 5 years.